Hey dudes, it's your friend, the Reverend Pirate Frog. Come join me in the circle with my bearded brother, Howling Buds, the poet laureate himself, Stony Alpinist, and of course, the better half of Frapple and my friend, Johnny Apple. Pass to the left and let's have some fucking fun.
And leave it up to Rev to figure something out along the way.
Bravo.
You can't trick me if I know it's coming. Although it would be very funny for me to just go silent and make you play this game, but I won't because I care. I care about each and individual. Wait, no, I don't actually give a shit. Welcome to the circle. We have a very special guest, but we'll get to that in time. I must start in a truly unique fashion. It is required of me. I'm going to introduce everybody randomly. Johnny.
Yes.
There you go. Howling.
What up?
There you go. Stony.
Present.
Perfect. And our guest today is Robert Sterling of Missouri Worm. I think I'm missing a word there.
Oh, you're on mute. That's what,
what I was.
There he goes. Just setting our heads straight for the night.
No.
Good.
We'll just start off with a silent podcast. I've got a whole mime prepared about some questions I've prepared to ask, but I don't know if anyone is as prepared as me. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
Yeah, thanks
Howling
for
has
coming in with us a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lost a bet. That's why I'm here.
Usually why
we figured that's how Howling reeled you into it. It is. Yep.
Oh,
he
didn't tell you why I'm on here? He didn't tell you the real reason? So he reached out to me, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. He said, hey, this is so-and-so. You know, I buy this stuff from you. You know, we do this podcast. You want to check us out? And I said, yeah, I'll check into it. Then the next day he sends me naked pictures. And he says, hey, I'm going to send a naked picture every single day until you come on our show. So I put a stop to that immediately. 30
and
days
he's our
later.
attorney. That's the scary part. He's our attorney.
What's weird is we kept having time scheduled with you and you kept postponing.
Well,
so it
I've
seems almost like yeah, I was gonna say you seem like you had a binder to get full. That's usually that's the first step. YAG does is we threaten first with we threaten and deliver with nude pictures. We go howling for a month. Stoney steps it up. Johnny usually takes 2 or 3 months. He gets real artistic with it. And then I just go really raunchy towards the end. But then after that, we send the lawyers, which gets confusing because the lawyers are in a lot of pictures. So. But we do appreciate it, you saving us some billable hours by agreeing when the hairy man showed himself. So this is going to be something kind of new and exciting because the last time we had our worm farm guy on, Johnny and I could barely understand him, unfortunately, because our internet issues were having such shit. So I'm hoping this time it seems like we actually can ask questions. If not, I blame Johnny anyway.
It's usually his fault.
I mean, I feel like I can ask questions. Whether the questions get answered is going to be the part we were struggling. Like
I can make it shit all along the way.
So, all right. I guess I want to start. Who are you? What do you do? And tell us a little bit about how you do it.
Okay. So again, Johnny or Howling said that it was a professional podcast. So bear with me 1 second. Step 1: wave and repeat. Hello, my name is Robert Sterling, owner and operator, Chief Worm Wrangler at Missouri Worm Supply. Step 2: look at the camera. Quit smiling and waving, dumbass. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's start over. What's up, motherfuckers?
Hey, there we go.
So, everybody calls me Robbie, so maybe I'll change it. It's just Robbie.
There we go.
Robbie works.
I do this because of Corona, the China flu. We on our garden, we try to do everything organic, all compost. We try to grow as much food and stuff for ourselves because. If my tomato growing at home, it's a tomato. You get something from the store, it's tomato and glucose and all these 17 syllable words you can't pronounce. Don't like it. So all we used was pelletized chicken manure before I found out how bad that stuff can be. I don't know if y'all know about that. They're
It's
fed.
super hot. It's super
Well,
hot,
yeah.
right?
Well, they
fucking broke down.
the thing is the chickens that they get that from are the ones on this basically a food assembly line. So all they're fed is GMO feeds. So you're getting some GMO
full of
in the food.
antibiotics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that goes into your garden. But anyway, we were buying a 50-pound bag of that for $12. China flu hit, it turned to $50. So we started doing in nothing but raised beds, no dig, no till, all compost, and our food's so much better. But I kind of got into the worms. I started learning about the worm castings, and we got a little worm bin, one of the Worm Tower 360s downstairs. It was doing good, and I wanted more worms. Next thing I know, I had like 10 or 12 bins in the garage.
It's a fucking
Which means I took over one entire side of the garage, and then I took over the other side of the garage. I have another building out there I took over. I figured out I could make a couple nickels off this, and then we moved up to town to an industrial area. I got tired of driving in town. We live way out in the woods. We don't have neighbors. You can take a dump anywhere on our front property. Nobody will see you. So then now we just got
you worry about people seeing you. That's why you don't.
Lucky.
No, I have to go up the road for somebody to see me poop whenever I want that to happen.
I just shit in the front yard.
His gas bill is getting so goddamn expensive. He has to do it every morning. Go right into the center of town.
Shit.
It's a dominance thing, you know.
Yeah, I got it.
And that's why there's no more worm farms directly competing with them. You want to go with crazy?
I'll poop in your front yard. So anyway, we got into this, and then the worms are, I mean, they're doing real good. We went from, 2 years ago to being, just having some worms to now we've got about 3 to 5 million worms out there in the building. We're selling all over the United States, and we're becoming one of the top worm breeders here.
And did you have any experience with worm, like doing this other than like maybe a small thing at home, like on this scale? Did you have any exposure to that before this, or was just?
No, we didn't do any worms or worm casting. We tried some of that crap you get from Lowe's, and again, that's some
bullshit
horrible
casting.
stuff.
Yeah, man.
Well, there's 7 stores that Lowe's buy from, or companies, but you got to think about somebody that's going to buy those castings. The farmer has to mass produce these at a great speed, so he's got it sitting in his, in a bin somewhere for months before it gets bagged up, then sits on a pallet, then goes on a semi, then goes to say Lowe's warehouse. From there, and this is not heated or refrigerated trucks they're shipped on. They sit at Lowe's warehouse, then they finally go to the store, and where do they put them? Outside in the sun, and they'll stay out there all year and freeze.
Yeah.
So you get a soil amendment, but there's no life in that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some leftover carbon, but not much else.
Yeah. What we
So
go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm admiring your upscaling here because I thought the same thing. Like I've got books and like how to do a worm farm and all that shit because it kind of is. My problem is when I went to go do it, I had a mixed breed of worms. So my rate of reproduction was slow, and I realized so then I got frustrated. Like, all right, now where do I source a true fucking breed of worms without the fucking cross because they don't breed with each other.
Right.
Like, so I got blues and reds and they fucking don't breed with each other. So my rate was slow. So then I felt unsuccessful. And then I did some more research and found out it wasn't my fault. And then I just was like, all right, I'm just going to fucking do castings for myself.
I was on the exact opposite, right? There's a worm, not a worm farm, I guess is not the best way to say it. There's like a food lab that works with the city, and it's kind of a nonprofit. No, it is a nonprofit, and but they teach you kind of the basics of it next to stuff, and it has something to do with the city. But they sold worms, and so I got some worms from them, and I got started breeding. For a while, I had 4 racks of actual breeding tubs and everything, and I got too many worms and couldn't upscale fast enough, so I got overwhelmed and kind of cut back and started doing things like I'm just gonna I personalized 4 bins, and I was like, okay, because mine was the exact opposite of yours. I was just like, this is too much work.
Yeah. Mine, yeah, well, that was probably my problem too. Realistically, is it was too much work. So, Robbie, yeah, I do admire how much fucking work like it takes.
Yeah.
Like the worms do all the work. Let's not get it fucking twisted. The worms do all the work, but like you have to fucking provide.
You have to
like,
harvest
the
what
levels.
they've made.
Not only the harvesting, yeah, but you've got to provide the atmospheres, the buildings, the fucking environment, the bins, the fucking. How do you do it, man? Like, how did you go from nothing to upscaling in such a fucking way? It's super curious.
So it was a calculated risk, if you will. Like I said, we were doing everything in our basement down here, and then we started, kind of playing around and selling at the farmers market. That was a $600 for 2 or 3 hours every Saturday. Then it grew into this, but ours was buying the worms and all that. I could sell that if I decided I didn't want to do this, and I'd make my money back. My first big purchase was the trommel, that 15-foot long machine we got that turns everything, gets all my castings out. And I don't know if y'all watch any of the YouTube videos.
I think it's awesome.
You'll be watching me on YouTube. What are we? Oh my God!
You didn't even plug yourself on YouTube. What a horrible social media manager!
It's YouTube.
I don't think. Honestly, I think that's so under-professional that we're shocked. It took us like 3 years to start plugging our YouTube, so you're in good company.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're on everything. It's all at Missouri Worm Supply, so no changes nowhere. But anyway, the machine, it has 2 big screens. One takes out the castings, one takes out the cocoons. Worms come at the end. But the resale value on those is just, if I paid $5,000 for mine, I could make 4,000 off of it tomorrow. So you're not really losing. And then we started buying different machinery, bigger machinery, but everything that I was purchasing, I knew I could sell and still come out, in the red or in the black. And then the last one was buying this brand new building we just had built here at the house because I was tired of going to town. I could just walk 50 feet from front door to the next building. And if the worm business goes flop, that building's going to put another $50,000 worth of, equity or whatever into my house, in the property we have here. So, and I knew that even if the worms went flop, the worms are paying for everything, but if it went flop, I still make enough money in my normal job to pay off that loan. So, but that's,
you didn't have to stress your family life. Plus,
so it's
honestly,
not your permanent gig. It is a side gig for you.
Side gig that's I've got a 5-year plan. I'm into year 2 right now, which is not dang bad at all. And I'm making enough money. I can do what I got to do with the worms. The company I work for, they pay 100% of my insurance. And you're 53 years old. That's $1,300 a month. Mm-hmm. So
you look much better at 53 than Helling does.
It's we got the same haircut, so
yep.
Everybody but me. Everybody but me is rocking the close to bald haircut. I feel like you're forming a gang, and I don't necessarily like the way it looks.
I'm going back and forth. Back and forth.
No, your hair's looking good. I didn't want to turn this into a compliment fest, though. You're all beautiful people. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
I do like that thinking when it comes to growing and upscaling. I do have one question that just popped into my head, though. When you were you were like growing and you were doing everything, what sunk the most time that you were surprised of? Once you started doing it at scale, you were like, oh shit, this is just a lot more.
It's experimenting, learning the soils, learning what I'm really making and why I'm making it. Everything else has been pretty smooth. Maybe one of the hardest things I've had to do was get on social media and Facebook and Instagram and
sit
do
with
all
idiots
that.
On a podcast.
Yeah, sit here with you guys. Fuck.
You really hit the bottom now, dude.
Usually people after this point stop drinking, start going to therapy and shit.
Yeah.
So you're only in the second year of this, and you mentioned social media, and I think I came across your videos from it almost what it feels like a couple years ago. So did you start social media around the same time as you starting up the actual physical business?
No, so we were probably only in, from the day we bought our first set of worms, which is a blue red mix from Uncle Jim's. I learned just like everybody else did. From there to the time we opened up as a business was about 6 months. I had to figure out what I was doing, how I was doing it, and basically sit down and read and watch videos. And then from there, it's just been, we did all social media, but YouTube. I don't remember. I can look on my other computer when we started it, but I didn't want to do it. I don't like the way I sound. I don't like me. I'd rather just be, doing pictures or something. But it's free advertising. Just that's kind of what does it for us.
Well, I mean, you're not even just. So what's cool is that it's like instructional, like you're just sharing knowledge about it, which is like something we all like to do as well. Like it's not just showing out your business, it's showing the inner workings and how to actually accomplish a lot. I mean, we might not pay for like the big machinery you have for a home scale, but at least everything that you're doing can be scaled down to a home level. And so that's really awesome.
We are doing a lot more of our videos tending towards the home person. Like the last one, I don't know if I posted it or I still got working on it over here. I mean, we're running the trommel, but I turn around and I run a homemade rig. Then I run our worm gear, turbo sift we have.
Johnny has that.
That's one I have. Yeah.
Yeah, and
we just had a debate about this actually.
The last episode we were talking about, should we tell people they can do a fucking DIY 2x4 one with some hardware cloth, or should you fucking flake on the $300 it costs to get the worm gear?
I listened to that one in the truck today.
Then how I come down is it sucks the one that I built. So at this point, I'm just that turbo sifter looks neat as shit.
Hey, if you want, you can go to Turbo Sift itself and buy. But if you go to my website and buy it, you're going to get a discount.
Oh shit!
Sweet.
Look at that.
You just go down the bottom, and you'll see it on the sale page towards the bottom, and it's going to give you a code, and then they bring you to their website. You do all their stuff there. You type that code in, and I make a little money. You make a little money, or save a little money.
There you go.
So I want to circle back to the sifting, and you talked about your trommel, and how it's got the two screens,
right?
And one of them pulls the castings out,
correct?
One of them pulls out the cocoons,
correct?
Right. So I have in the past used a vermicompost, right? So we'll get to, I want to get there in a minute about kind of the difference between castings and vermicompost, but those two screens, when you're pulling those cocoons out, are you then kind of taking those eggs all the way to the worms, and then that's how you're continually cycling and you're building it? Or do those cocoons stay as a part of your vermicompost and go back into the mix?
They're going to go back into the mix. We are changing the way we're doing things out here, but we try to run some of the small bins, which means I'm going to say a mortar tray. I'll throw the whole tray in there, get my castings. They go in the garden, or we go in to sell them. What comes out in the cocoon bins, we'll just hold that one to the side. Then down here, you're going to get your overs and your worms. You put all new compost back in that bed, reset your worms. Get food, get water, put it up on the shelf for 21 days. Now, those cocoons, if you were doing this at home, you would probably just take those bins, put a little heat pad on top or underneath them, put it up on a shelf for 21 days. They start, hatching out. Another 21 days, they'll be big enough to start splitting the bins. What we do is we're raising in the IBC totes now. If you watch, it's only about that tall, but we're using the whole metal cage. So I don't have to bend over. My bins are belly high.
Mm-hmm.
Getting old. Got to take care of myself.
Wise.
Well, if you watch any videos, you'll see we have the pull noodles all the way around them, so I can lean over them and don't pinch my arm. So
wonderful, love it.
But
that's smart.
So in the IBC totes, we put about 3 inches of material, and then we put 3 pounds of worms. Within a 3-month period, they're going to double in there, right? So you're going to go from 3 to 6 pounds easy. But all these cocoons that we're running through the trommel, we load those into those bins too. So I'm going to get not 3, but I'm probably going to get closer to 12 pounds of worms per bin. And I don't have to mess with the big bin every 3 weeks, I'll go in there and fluff the whole thing up, make sure it's not compacted. But I just let them do their own thing over there. Trying to, I mean, when you get that many worms, you got to try to let them make it the easiest you can for you. I try to have a life besides this and other job, but
try and touch some other things and some worms.
Yeah, like the garden and
yeah.
All right, so talk to us about feeding these motherfuckers, right? Because I have it's maybe I don't know, 3 by 4. 3 foot by 4 foot, and it's maybe 6 inches deep right now, and it falls out the bottom, and I add a little more compost and shit. It's like it's a decent sized home worm bin.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you feed these things?
Compost.
Every time, just compost, just straight compost, and
well, we do 2 different composts. Right now we got about 16 or 24 cubic yards of mushroom compost out here. I'm falling in love with that stuff. I sent howling some castings, but we're now getting fungal dominant castings. Our numbers are just blowing me away. But we also have our normal. It's a horse manure compost that we get.
Yeah.
So we've got all this compost sitting out there, and I'll mix up like 50-50 batch, but I also use cardboard. I use shredded oak leaves. We're in an oak patch. I mean, all it's on our property right here. We got 10 acres. It's all white oak. So I have like the best leaves for worms. But it's pretty much just a compost. I mean, just the decaying material. Give it to them, and they're good. But we do supplement our. If you're watching our videos, we'll try again. You'll see where we're putting worm chow on our beds. This is a worm food. But if you go to get like premium or what's the dog? The dog company starts with a P.
Purina.
Purina. It'll have like 5 or 6 ingredients in there. People buy it and make their own. It's usually ground corn and like oats and chicken feed. That's it. Well, we've worked with the 2 people that do all our soil reports and give us the numbers that we need and their answers that we need or whatever. And they were able to tell us what the vitamins and minerals
way too high
that they need. So we got 11 different grains, if you will, alfalfa, oats, and such. We have kelp, and we use green sand for grit, other than regular sand, because green sand has all the minerals and stuff in there. So this is going to go into your worms, going to go into your castings, and the green sand is going to wind up in your garden, whatever you grow it.
You know what is absolutely amazing?
Me.
Is one of my, well, yes, you for putting up with this. No, but I do very much like that. I was going to mention later if you took any inspiration or have followed Coots's method at all when it comes to how he does his worms casting, but you obviously do.
Okay,
you
well, I guess
described it perfectly. So yes, he uses leaf mold and horse manure and adds alfalfa, all kinds of other stuff. But yes, it's almost the exact same thing. So. Congratulations for knocking off the only question I prepared for. So it was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys later. No, but I like that. That works out perfectly. And Howling was bragging about the fungal dominant compost as he was showing off to everyone in the Discord how loved he is.
So, I mean, I instantly opened up the bag and it was like you instantly see shit moving in there, and I was like, okay, shit, I got to get the microscope out and start looking at it. So it was pretty cool because I've bought a few bags. Like I've done, because I have the big box stores, has the same shitty castings that sit out in the freezing cold and have nothing to them. So I can't find anyone local that is selling castings. So I've been going through like a few different places where, I mean, like most of us probably have bought the Build the Soil castings or the Colorado Worm Company ones. Like I've bought those. I think I even bought a bag of Kiss Organics. And then I think I also, maybe when I first started out, I bought a bag from Uncle Jim, and because I was buying worms as well. And, like it comes and it's like dirt, like dry topsoil almost. Like it doesn't seem that great. And yeah, so I was thrilled
until
to
you see some real stuff you don't know.
Yeah, I know, to be honest, the texture of this and what I liked is not only could I see the life, it was moist where these other bags were dry.
Yeah, it was.
And I've never, like everyone.
No, dude, no.
What?
An inappropriate moist moment.
Yeah, yeah. Rev went all fucking.
Continue with an incredible line of thought, dude.
Well, I mean, like
Say
it was
the
so
word
moist, I
and
dove
Rev
right
got
into
fucking
it.
moist. Oh god, Jesus Christ!
But like the texture,
We digress.
I don't think I felt castings with this kind of texture. So like it kind of blew my mind. It's like almost like coffee grounds, almost like moist coffee grounds. It feels like
Silky.
And it's,
Yeah, buddy.
I like
it was
Yeah,
nice.
buddy.
I mean, it was kind of a little weird. It was a box with a garbage bag inside. I'm like, damn, I'm getting a cow's head or something in this box.
Yeah, we can't ship. If I ship, actually, there's a big YouTuber. I can't talk. Growing with Jenna, and she's up in Ohio.
Oh yeah.
So I sent her 5 gallons for her show and everything, but it was like $90 for shipping because of the shape. I'm like, dude, the fucker's got a handle. So I can ship in these boxes, but I line it in a scent-free trash bag so there's no moisture escape. So, but we ship all in the United States. So.
No, it was awesome. It's already on the bed that I'm growing Terp Therapist Halo in. I top dressed with. So I got the worm castings from you. You sent me a bag of the frass, which also went on that bed. So I'm thrilled. And then your worms went into that bed. So thank you. This bed is sponsored by Missouri Worm Company. Supply.
You make your own frass? Do you make your own frass with black soldier fly larvae? Or
no, up the road there's a good friend of mine. He owns Midwest Worms. So I go get all of his frass, which is almost a cubic yard a month, and I get the ectoskeletons and the brand that the worms didn't eat. That's all byproducts. For me taking that away from him, he's happy because it's trash. But I got my labels in, so now I'm going to start selling the frass. People want it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Well, that'll be in my order. Please and thank you.
Dude, we were talking about fucking fungal dominant worm castings. Bro, I fucking remember how I was just talking about, well, Rev does. You guys, I didn't tell you guys. So I just finished top dressing my 3x3 bed, right? So I'm finally got the 4x4 back running. I just top dressed this and I put like an inch of worm castings over top of this motherfucker with some craft blend. It was mixed in with some hemp bedding. So I took some like chicken hemp bedding and I used it for my mulch layer. But like, so I mixed this all in and I'm like letting this break down for a couple weeks before I actually get planted in the fucking bed. I opened it up the other fucking day and there was literally mushrooms fucking growing. Like fucking, I went to go water again because I've been having to re-water this fucking bed and there was literally mushrooms growing up out of the fucking castings and shit. I was like, fuck, dude, this is tits. Like initially I saw the mycelium network fucking cruise over the bed and I was seeing that and I was like, I still have to water. It sucks, I know, but whatever. So I watered that in and then fucking, I happened to open it up. I don't have anything planted, so I wasn't. I have it on an 18.6, I think, right now, just trying to get things back up and running and booted up. And I opened it up during the lights off period, and there was fucking mushrooms. I was like, oh shit, dude! I was excited. So, yeah. So, but I use just like you, but I rake up the leaves around my yard, and I had been starting like leaf mold bags and shit. Yeah. So I had a bunch of sticks in mine, so the leaf mold didn't break down the best, and I threw a bunch of the shit that wasn't broke down on top of my worm beds. Well, that included a bunch of fucking slugs and roll-of-polies, and my worm bin is like, it's fucking basically outside at this point. So it's tough to like use my castings as like a fucking indoor-outdoor, but when I sift them down, I don't see the bad shit. I don't see the slugs and the roly-polies. So do you see that in your siftings when you use leaf mold and shit, or like?
So let me give you a quick tip too on your leaf mold. When you go to wet those bags down, don't just use water. Make some worm tea and spray that whole all your stuff, and that thing will break down more because you've already got that bacteria working on those leaves. So
okay, that's fucking genius.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So this year, my outdoor one with my leaf mold, I had a bunch of spearmint, and I fucking fermented it like a KNS or whatever the fuck, and I just left it. And literally, all I did was just left it in a fucking barrel. Yeah, KNF, whatever. Left it in a barrel to fucking soak down and rot, and it was next to where I set up my leaf bin this year, and I was just like, oh shit, I'm just gonna use that water, and fucking just was watering the leaf mold with the fucking broken down. I was like, this has got to be doing something, and I went from 3 foot tall leaf pile to a fucking like 2 foot tall leaf pile by the end of the season, like the end of the summer. I was like, oh shit, man, this is fucking getting somewhere, and I didn't add nothing, so. I'm gonna be curious to see what we're at in the spring with this fucking new pile of leaf mold. But I do like that worm tea idea. That's fucking genius. That's smart too.
Yeah. So we don't make a leaf mold per se. We can't keep leaves that we burn them too fast. Yeah. So, but we can start. And out here where we are, I could go to the neighbors because she has there's an older lady up the road, but she has one of those machines come up and just suck up her yard. But I can have them drop that off over here too. So I can have like 40 yards of leaf mold, but that goes down quick. Yeah. So our beds, we're running tests. I know y'all probably had seen Logan Labs and Earth Fort. Those tests suck. My guy does. So when I get my reports, it shows your fungal count, your bacteria count, your oh my God, something bacteria, your FB rate, protozoa, all the different ones it should be. I mean, you get pages of numbers. They do a real account where everybody else, they're going to tell you your NPK value or whatever. But with these reports, let's say my recipe for this one bin is half compost and half mushroom compost. Well, I'll send in a report of the castings and he'll send it back. And maybe I'm up to 500 nanograms per gram on my fungal side on my castings. So next week I'll do maybe a little bit of casting or compost, and I do half mushroom compost, but now I put cardboard in there and I put leaves in there, and you're playing with those numbers until I can get that fungal number up where I want. We're on your nanograms per gram on your fungal dominant. For cannabis, it's going to be your top number to be 1,012. For regular groceries, it's closer to 1,200. We're right now at about 750 on our fungal numbers, which is stupid high. I mean, when I had seen the report, I had to make sure that I was reading the right numbers because that just blew me away. Yeah. But we're still playing with the different inputs to keep getting those numbers up higher because for food, the castings are going to be good and they're going to make your food taste good. But if you can get the fungal dominant castings in your soil, they enhance the flavor of foods. Just like in cannabis, the fungi enhances the terpenes.
Right.
So,
yeah,
that's pretty much what we're doing. We're trying to get the most fungal numbers we can get.
We want the funk from the fungus. That's why I don't like feet. I try to tell you, I'm not going to eat your feet, babe. I'm not going to suck a toe. There's fungus in there.
That's nasty.
Shit. No, it's just fucking obviously.
So I would imagine that fungal dominant, once you start brewing teas with it, I bet you get some pretty active stuff going on in there.
Yeah, it's I'm going to pat myself on the back on this one. One of the things that we do is me and the wife been all over the United States to these $1 million companies. I don't know if y'all ever, Captain Matt, everybody knows him, but everybody goes to say Arizona Worm Farm, or there in California, Jack Chambers was there. He had the biggest multi-million-dollar worm, company there was. We go visit all these people. They know who we are. And they invite us in, and we look at the way they do things, and we bring back anything we can to incorporate into our business to make it better. So I've worked with, there's a gentleman, his name's Eli. He used to work for Elaine Ingram. Then he worked for Zach out there at Arizona Worm Farm. He's worked at for Jack Chambers before that closed down. He works all over the world right now, but he's the guy who does our soil tests. So we can get our numbers where we want them, and that's a big plus for us.
Yeah, that's huge. That definitely sets you apart from everyone else in the country.
But our worm tea, that's where I meant to go with that.
Yeah.
I got the 2 best recipes we could find.
Wait, did you just circle back without saying circle back?
Oh my God, he missed an opportunity.
You're fired.
That negates it, dude. Negates one.
Congratulations on being the only.
Sorry, that's an
guest
inside
that
joke.
fired.
Sorry, Robbie, that is an inside joke. All the time we're talking about coming back to issues we've strayed from because we're too high, and then all of a sudden Stoney goes, "Well, to circle back from that."
But I did one earlier, and you didn't even catch that one. So
well, I was high.
There
we
go.
I'm coming down now. I'm better. I had to say, babe, you got to take this away from me a minute. I'm fucking Jesus.
But our worm tea is not just molasses and tea. There's we have fish hydrolysis or fishy malt, not fish hydrolysis. We got humus.
Oh my God, Johnny got hard.
You said it right.
That's one of Johnny's favorite things in the world. So you're off to a good start. Now, I just wanted to interrupt you for that because you've been trying to say this for a couple of minutes, and I thought it'd be funny. I apologize.
You also did establish precedence in the beginning of the show here, so
that's true. That's true.
You did so.
But there's a big correlation between the amount of time that you're making worm tea and the temperature. It's like the fungi and the algae, they're going to grow when it's warmer. So if you watch that how to make worm tea video, there's 2 different, one says 2 recipes. Don't pay no attention, but I got this whole Dr. Frankenstein outfit on with the hair and the glasses and the whole robe. And I'm
dressing up for the occasion.
Yeah, well, the funny part is I was in the basement. I'm shooting this video. My son had no idea. He walks down the stairs, looks at me, shakes his head, goes right back upstairs. But I did a whole video, and it's going to tell you what you put in there, how much you put in there. Not only that, it's going to tell you why you're putting it in there. A lot of people are like, oh, can we put molasses in there? And you ask them why. I don't know. They don't know it feeds the bacteria. But just like a handful or golf ball size of straw. You want to put that in your teas because that's going to give you the protozoa that you want to try to build up. But there's a time temperature correlation on there that you can print out or copy it and it'll tell you how long to do your teas. And so when we make our tea, it's a whole lot better than just the mom and pop version. I got a question, Rev. Has anybody ever told you that you sound like Mr. Rogers?
Holy fucking shit, dude.
Mr.
Now I'm
Rogers,
analyzing that.
No. Mr. Rogers is from Pittsburgh, dude.
Without the accent. I could hear it without the accent.
Well, without the accent, I could sound like fucking anybody, dude. You take away someone's accent, what do they sound like?
You're going to picture Mr. Rogers talking right now, ain't you? All this cussing going, this ain't right.
This is the one thing that upsets me about that is Mr. Rogers is such a kind, wonderful human being.
And you're an asshole.
I am nothing like him.
In front of the camera.
I bring shame to being compared to him.
Just a voice.
It's because, honestly, it's because you must just associate anyone who calls themselves a rev or a minister the same. Because wasn't he a Presbyterian minister?
I have no idea.
I believe so. But thank you for saying kind things about me. Don't do it again. How do you find YouTube as part of it being in your larger? I know we talked about free advertising and stuff like that, but we share a similar thing, and that we don't like our own voice, or as you can tell, don't like watching ourselves, right?
Yeah.
So I imagine it was a pretty hard thing to overcome. But how have you managed to do that? Basically,
just like I do most things in life, I just don't give a shit. I had to get over it. That was a thing. There's I didn't want to do it, and then I knew I needed to make some like educational videos, or kind of like in our case, it's more of a walk with us. We started out at here, go through this all the way to where we are now, kind of thing. I just didn't like the videos, and then I just started shooting them, and I listened to myself, and I sound nasally and whiny, and don't like it. But
I know that feeling.
yeah, and it's working for us.
Just so you know, you don't sound nasally and whiny.
I think my voice sounds, maybe it's the way what I hear on the TV. So
it's well, I think if I remember the study correctly, there is scientific evidence that everybody dislikes their own voice because of the way that it is distorted in our head. Not only do we hear it, but the vibrations of us speaking distort the way that we hear our own voice. It's really confusing. And so like when you hear your voice, it's kind of shocking because it's so different. I didn't mean to sound like I'm just rigid, like bullshitting you, but I did actually read that one time.
From the failed English major on this shit. This is the best part of the show.
I spent a lot of money for half an education. God damn it. Not even half. I got pretty close. But see, you know what? One thing I always forget to mention, I would have finished, but I still would have had to finish the teaching fucking part. And that just was so much more work to get paid so little money that I just couldn't do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't become a teacher.
Broke.
It doesn't pay well.
Do not become a teacher. That is my recommendation. I absolutely love the idea of teaching. Do not become a teacher.
So I'm the odd one, and I like my voice. That's why I talk so much.
I love all your voices.
Do too. I do. I'm generally a fan of most people's voices.
Can we stop stroking each other? Let's talk about some fucking worm castings.
All right. So I actually do have a question because it just popped in my head because I had a problem earlier down in the worm bin, and I look at my urban worm bag that is doing nothing for me right now because I'm so pissed off at it. For a beginner, like we all each have their own style. Sometimes we make something custom. We use the totes. We get the urban worm bag for like. What's your opinion? Where should someone start? Like, what kind of container?
A cheap stackable bin, without a doubt. That's a fail safe. It's got backup system in case you fuck up. But the urban worm bag, we have those on our site too. We have one here that we use for our videos. I don't like the thing. It dries out too fast. In fact, you have to be about this tall to get on the ground to take the castings out. I don't care for it. We had a 12-foot long CFT here in our basement when we first started doing this. And it got to the point where CFT was just too much work. I could do the
CFT. Explain. I'm not sure what
continuous flow bin. The urban
that's
worm,
what I have.
Yeah. Even urban worm bag, you consider that continuous flow. You just don't have pipes. You have a drawstring.
My continuous flow worked until it got dry and it dropped through the grates. And I lost everything. All my population, everything.
Yeah,
I have most of my population laying on the basement floor right now as I pulled those two bins that collapsed out that I had to sift. There's still some in there, so it was moist enough, but that's exactly what I found. It's like, this is ridiculous. Like, that shouldn't be the case. So I'm thinking, like, instead of doing that, fucking boxing it in and just fucking sifting it all out later. But how do you fucking manage that much shit? Like, quite literally.
The big machine that I got.
So flow through works to like a minor extent, or stackable you're recommending. So how does stackable work?
If you're just doing this for like, your home grows and stuff like that, the stackable one, that's the ones like the Worm Tower 360, but you can get a cheaper version on Temu or Vivo or something like that. I've got one in our videos we've been running for a year. It cost me like $25. It's got 5 tiers. You only need 3. Throw the other ones away. But that I recommend, because if you overwater, water's going to go into catch trade and get rid of it. And when you're ready and you think you're, are ready for your 3rd tier, you pull the other one off and, you got your castings. And if they're for your house and they're wet, oh, well, throw wet castings on the soil. Yeah. But it's a very forgiving piece of equipment.
I think that's a good shout because I usually recommend people follow my lead and just go for like a tote, set it and forget it. However, I still get frustrated every time it's come to get harvest and shit. So it's probably not the best recommendation of like, hey, by the way, in a couple months, you're going to have a lot of fucking work if you want the castings.
I mean, so I'm going with your route of doing like the 7-gallon yellow top totes from like Home Depot or whatever. And so I did that. And the reason why I was asking this question to begin with is I was thinking to earlier about how I have the exact opposite problem with like the urban worm bag. My sides would dry out too easily. And it was just a pain in the ass. I was continuously adding water and trying to get, and I eventually killed everything in there. It just went all the shit. And I got so frustrated, but now I have the opposite problem using these totes. I never once had to put water in this thing since the get-go. Like other than I soaked the bedding in water for a few hours, I have not added anything. And it's like super moist to the point where like now I have maybe a little too many of those little red mites that eat on decomposing material and stuff. Now they're like kind of running rampant. And I was reading it could be because of moisture.
Throw some dry bedding in there. Throw some dry bedding in there.
Yeah, I threw in a bunch of cardboard today and I fluffed it up, which also I never did learn before about fluffing things up.
Got to get the oxygen in there.
Yeah. So, and you could see like how compact it gets, especially when it's moist. Like, so I fluffed it up. It's just amazing how, and I even have them open at the top. I also do the RevTech where you don't clip the lids on, you just turn them upside down and it allows a little more airflow in and manages moisture, but it's like too moist. So
just leave the top off.
I would, but I have 2 asshole cats that I don't want them using my worm bin as a litter box. I did think about that one, but yeah, they would fuck with it. Yeah, so it's kind of funny. I have the exact opposite problem with those 2 systems, which I like the totes a lot more because if I need to stack them, I just stack them up. Fuck getting on the ground harvesting that worm bag.
You know the worms will eat the cat shit, right?
I don't want that in my
but you don't want
castings.
cat medicine and shit in there.
No. I've seen what those cats eat. No. I'm not putting that on my plants.
All right. Well,
all you gotta do is make a little frame out of like 2x2s and some chicken wire, put it on top.
Yeah, that's what I could do. Now, do you
again better suggestion than the first time, the one that I made with fucking window screen? The castings are fine and wonderful, but you are there all day.
No, thank you. I have never had enough worm castings ever to where I needed to worry about how much like the time it would take to sift. I would only have like one little pan full to sift through, so it wasn't much. This time it'll be interesting.
Third world problems, my man.
Yeah.
Third world problems.
I hope I have that problem where it's like it's kind of like trimming. Like we all complain about trimming our weed, and some of us don't even trim it now. And it's like, but that's a good problem that you're
even the people that sell it don't fucking trim it now, for Christ's sakes.
So like
some of us don't trim it
like,
now.
We complain about
we ever did
anything.
Well, I mean, on that note, you know,
sorry about that.
These 3 up there, they have bins, right? I don't have a bin, and no real desire because I leave quite a bit of it to the professionals like you. And with all of the other things on my plate to add into caring for thousands of these little creatures that I don't like to see die themselves or for whatever reasoning for it. You know, I buy bags of castings. And so I've been buying vermicompost from the Colorado Worm Company for many years, used it as vermicompost. And I'm more and more recently learning like the components of vermicompost. That's, you know, kind of like, that's all the materials that's in it. There's cocoons in it. There's even some dry material in it, that it's not as potent as the true castings themselves. And so I'm getting castings just like a lot of other consumers, a lot of our other listeners and watchers are, you know, don't have worm bins. And I noticed that you have quite a bit of complementary amounts of things for us, right? So one of them being the castings, right? So the fungal dominant ones is already on my list to get from you. The frass as well. But I wanted to talk about some of the other things that you had on there. You had your worm tea. So we've been talking about aerated teas versus your leachate tea, right? So
we're not making leachate.
No, so this isn't. So this is an actual worm tea that
this is an actual worm tea. Yeah.
Okay.
It's anaerobic crap. You shouldn't even put on your grass.
Okay. So tell us about some of the other things that you had within, because you've got quite a bit of things for us that don't have bags of worms hanging out.
Well, actually, right now we've just dropped all our prices. We do this every year at this time of year. Everything's like $10 cheaper. Sorry, howling. But we have the frass. I'm waiting on my stickers to come in, but we are going to have the mealworm frass. They should be here this week. We can put a picture up online. But we're going to have the mealworm frass. We have the premium worm food in different sizes. Again, that's 11 grains, kelp, green sand. We're putting frass and the chitin, the ectoskeletons from the mealworms in that food. Also, it's one of the best foods you can get out there. I'm gonna pat myself on the back, but again, we work with the soil biologists with it. We sell 2 breeds of worms. We do the Icea fetatas. I can't pronounce that right. I'm not Latin. The true red wigglers, and we have European night crawlers. And there's a couple things where we're sponsored by Urban Worm Bag and Worm Gear, where you can buy and get discounts through us to get their stuff. So if you're needing worms, come see me.
So, question about your night crawlers, because in my research, it suggested using dog shit to feed your night crawlers to like breed night crawlers for like fishing and shit. Is that?
Did you read that in this book?
Yeah, you're goddamn right. I did. It's the same book, buddy. Shit.
We found the secret sauce. All right.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm not going to use shit that human shit or cat shit or hamster shit. I'm just going to use the worm shit. But
you're doing it for a different purpose, though. That suggestion is more along the lines of like just for worm breeding and getting big fat fucking worms for fishing and shit, like selling fishing worms.
I've heard that, but I've never collected enough poo to do a test myself.
So I have 3 fucking chocolate labs. I have 2 chocolate labs and a black lab.
Do you give them any medication?
What
like real talk? Do they take any medication?
What does that matter to the fishermen?
Well, I guess if you remove the
fishermen
worm,
are using it,
yeah. But if the fish eats the worm, then what? Yeah, I suppose it doesn't have a steady diet of it. I just know that it's probably best not to use medicated dog shit.
Well, that also brings up the point of the shit we feed our dogs, like in general. Like, I don't know. It's now it makes me like, all right, so every time I have a Tylenol, should I not get a composting toilet now?
I think they say that if you have like, if you take heavy, what's the SSRs or SRI? I don't know what it is.
I don't know. There's an echoing. Where's that echoing coming from?
My whole screen and everything locked up. I can't see nothing moving, but I don't know what just happened. Something on my side. My second monitor shut down for some reason.
Oh, it was weird.
At least you're frozen in a handstand pose. It could have been much worse.
It does. You're doing the best shit Justin Timberlake I've ever seen.
That's when I move my mouse. All right.
How weird.
That's weird.
It sounds like old school Pong a little. Johnny, but they say if you take a bunch of those SSRs, I don't know which one they are. Yes, that you probably shouldn't use a compost toilet.
See, this is why I ask these questions. I don't, by the way, I don't take shit. Like every time I get a sneeze, I fight to fucking like take a Sudafed, and I know it's gonna fucking help me because I get locked up and all the shit around me, but it's like, ugh. And it literally takes me being on my fucking knees for me to take a fucking Tylenol sometimes. But yeah, I get it. Like, I don't give my dogs any medicine for the most part until the fleas get so out of fucking control they're eating themselves to fucking death.
Oh, for sure.
And both of my chocolates are allergic to fucking fleas. And when you let it get too far, that's what sucks. So yeah, but here's the thing. Them motherfuckers go out and shit in my fucking yard any fucking way. And I also grow in my fucking yard. So like, I guess concentrating it down.
I was going to say, are you going to concentrate if they shit in the same spot every time?
Yeah. Well, yeah, fucking. As I talk, sometimes I realize how stupid I sound. This is why we're average. Son of a
Maybe you start up a little collection tray and just try you some worms in dog pooch collection tray and see how it works.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
really,
when you
if
said
you're fishing,
you
right?
were
I don't see
using
anything
horse
wrong
shit,
with it.
I was thinking to myself, I have a friend of mine who I used to fucking work with at that fucking steel mill. He has horses, and he literally piles the shit up and pretty much doesn't know what to fucking do with it. And I've been like, dude, I'll come get it. And my lazy ass is so fucking busy, like I can't just go get that shit and easily turn it into fucking.
Did you just say your lazy ass is so busy?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Johnny
Just making
Logic.
sure. But don't you have to let like horse manure sit for a couple years or something?
This is, dude.
Oh,
This
okay.
is like literally, like that's what I'm saying is like he doesn't know what to fucking do with it. So it's like piled up over the years. Like it's fucking 5 years old. The youngest of it probably. Like, yeah. Well, not the youngest of it, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it is aged fucking old horse manure that I have just like. Now, when it was firewood he had at the fucking property, I didn't mind going getting. But like dealing with that much horse fucking manure and worms and stuff, it's like a whole different story. You know what I mean? So it's like my lazy ass is too busy to deal with that, but it is a fucking commodity there. So I pick and choose where I use my fucking laziness, I guess. You know what I mean?
So you're selectively lazy.
Yeah, like I needed the firewood more than I needed horse shit, obviously. But
well, it makes a lot of sense that horse manure is mostly grass and grains, and all of that is just partially broken down by making its way through the horse, which just sets everything up for the worms to be able to break it down even further. Because ultimately,
but then that also begs the fucking question: are the horses being medicated, and with what?
Good point.
Like, what's the fucking difference?
I looked this up because when River, my one dog was a puppy, we would go on the forest preserve trails and there's horse shit everywhere, and she loves to eat grass, and horse shit is just full of grass that just comes out. So she would try to sneak one, and I've never seen a dog eat horse shit before.
Sneak a turd.
Yeah, and so like she just would suck it down. So I did a little research, and yeah, like a lot of times it's from horses that are taking antibiotics. I guess it's a pretty common thing. And some does pass down to the poop. I just hope that by the time we get it, it's all broken out, or I don't know.
So
that's what I mean. So I go ahead, Robert.
There's a lot of the crap that they have to give horses for the health, and a lot of the antibiotics and stuff like that. They only stay in your soil, or when they get pooped out, we're about 6 months max, and then they're gone. There's two things you want to look out for. One is if they're eating with a company called Grazon. If you ever hear that word, run. That will stay in your soil, for years.
Oh, jeez.
But
what is
Grazon? I think it's a pesticide that they use on hay.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, good. So it builds up. I love that.
And it just stays there. It doesn't go away.
Why would you put a fucking pesticide on fucking hay? It's fucking grass.
I don't know what all they use it for.
Unnecessary. Like,
if it's unnecessary, but it saves someone a little bit of time, it was tried, brother.
No, it's.
Well, it could be
I don't want to spiral down the fucking tinfoil hat rabbit hole on the fucking. Like, come on, man. Really? We need to fucking spray a grass with poison? Like, how much shit is seriously going? You know what I want more of is fucking grass. Like,
well,
how does grass not overcompete? Like, it just seems.
The good news is that they're using it on crops in the middle of the desert to sell to foreign governments. That's always fun.
Jesus Christ.
Arizona. Anywho.
What's going to happen is I'm going to bring us back in because it's super fucking confusing. But we were talking about like horse shit and fucking dog shit and the pharmaceuticals and such and aging horse shit. And you were talking about spending the amount of time it takes to, like you said, it was only in there for a certain amount of time is where you were.
Yeah. They have a lifespan or not I can't think of the right word. It's not lifespan. It's so long, however so long they'll be alive, and then they just fade away. It's kind of like parvo. I know it sounds bad, but parvo will stay in your soil, but after 7 years, it goes away. These are only take 3 to 6 months for anything that's in the like a horse's body. So, and then the only thing you got to worry about, as long as they're not. And I think even having graze on, you can't have it here in Missouri. I don't think.
I'm sure it's banned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the other thing too. Is you were saying specifically that graze on.
Yeah.
Is that GREYS?
GRAZON, I think.
Zrazon?
Graze on,
as in like graze on this,
like Grey's Anatomy,
or graze as in cows eat grass.
Graze on. Oh, fucking
light bulb
Circling
went
it back,
off.
buddy.
All right.
so dumb.
Teamwork makes the dream work, buddy.
Fucking stupid. Hey, look at me fucking fumble through these color by the numbers words every fucking episode.
I do like that you first went Grey's Anatomy though. That does open a lot of questions.
I have a wife.
I
have a wife
later.
obsessed with the
Wasn't that show like 10 years ago?
It's still going.
No,
it's
dude,
still
yeah, no.
on. No.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Babe,
dude.
what's the most recent episode of Grey's? Last Thursday.
He watches it so much he calls it graze.
graze.
My
That's what they
How?
call it.
How it's been on for like 30 years. Anywho,
It almost
I've
30
lost,
years.
I've
You're
lost
right.
faith
Yes.
in
This is
everything.
supposedly the last season. Anyways, this got so like effeminate. This is weird. Anyways,
You can't blame anyone but yourself, brother.
Let's me stop.
So a little bit back to this kind of path that Stoney was leading you down, about kind of your offerings. You're going to get the frass and you experiment with your fungal and everything. When you're experimenting, do you kind of have ideas of what you would think people would need? And sometimes you might just have to educate them, or how's that kind of working out?
As far, what do you mean? Like if they need worms or they need something in their garden?
Well, something that you want to offer through you, for instance, like worm related tangentially, or like, you're doing fungally dominant compost and castings. Is there any other experiments that you go through that you think like, oh, I think this would be like a nice thing to offer the market? Or
so our big thing was just to make castings at first, because people just want castings, and your normal growers, they really don't know all the ins and outs about. They just know it's good stuff. So I can make a fungal dominant casting, which my cannabis guys, I can't produce it now fast enough. I couldn't do our regular cannabis fast enough, or regular castings, but now I can do towards cannabis guys. That's what they want, and they're buying those, and I can still sell the same product to my farmers. So, and that it's working for me. I mean, people want those fungal numbers, I can give it to them. So
hell yeah,
that's impressive, dude. That's
you
so
definitely
awesome.
are speaking the cannabis tongue there. Mm-hmm.
Now, I usually don't get points for this, but I'm actually going to use a circle back here to talk about the worm chow. So I have this as well. And what I've been doing is, because I think I saw one of your videos, it said that it could be used as like, so it's a worm food, absolutely. And then the things that you have in there, but it could be used as like a grit for the worm. So I'm like,
right.
Well, this is like checks off a bunch of check boxes. So I, like each feeding, I might like dust all the food and the worm chow and just give them like a little extra something. Is that like the right, like if I wanted to supplement in my bin scraps plus the worm chow, is that just sprinkle a little on top of the food that I put in there, cover it up, and that's good? Or should I do something else with it?
no, you can do that. You can throw it like over the whole bin and then mist it. Because it's more of a, for home people, it's more of a supplemental feed, if you will.
Yeah.
It's something really simple. If you have to go on vacation, you can have your buddy come over here. Look, put an eighth of cup in here, mist it down like this every 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
But what we have in the bin.
What the fuck kind of vacations you go on? You got more than 5 days away. You lucky mother. Shit, I'm like on vacation. I'm like, over the weekend, my worms need to get fed. Shit.
What the fuck was I talking about?
Feeding your worms.
Worms.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have not only just the nutrients that the worms need, but again, we use the green sand and the kite or the ectoskeletons and the frass, which if your worms don't eat it, all that's going to go back into your soil and is going to improve it. But the worm food is going to have everybody can put eggshell or oyster shell. That's fine, but there's not that many soils low on calcium. And but you put the green sand in there for your grit, and now you're getting minerals, free minerals in your bed. So if you can put silica sand or something with minerals, you're going to put something with minerals. At least that's what we do. But yeah, you can do that, and we add a whole lot extra.
So what is green sand? Because this is the first I've heard of it. Not for
okay. So if you go online and just type in green sand, I think it's at somewhere on the East Coast. It's a sand. But it's packed full of minerals. I mean, just loaded with minerals. And it's actually dark green compared to like silica or play sand that you get from Lowe's. So if you're going to put sand in your bed for grit, you can just use green sand, and you're getting a lot more stuff in there.
Minerals as well. No shit.
Yeah. That's why in the food you can you want them to be able to eat it within about 2 days. You don't want, just like any wet food you put in there, because then, we have to start getting fungus gnats, and nobody likes fungus gnats.
Now, is that the only reason why you want them? Because I heard that a lot, like 2 to 3 days, consume whatever you put in there. Is that only for the fungus gnats, or is there other bad things that could start happening if food's in there for longer?
No, you can get fungus gnat. You can get pot worms.
That's what fucking ruined my urban worm bag. I did something there, and I had pot worms everywhere. That's the first time I ever even heard of them.
Too much food, too wet.
Okay. So I'm trying to be so the wetness I have a problem with, but I'm trying to be a little bit more mindful on the food. But I still think I'm more at like 5 days, 6 days before they're done with it all. So I need to cut back a little bit more. You always you look at it and be like, that's a lot of fucking worms. Of course they can eat this. And so you just want to love them a little too much.
You need more worms.
Yeah. Are you burying your food, right? Do you feed the worms?
Yeah. I just do a little, I make a little trench, and I try to move the trench around in between the fluffings, and I'll line it with a little bit of cardboard, put the food on top, put a little bit more cardboard or shredded paper, and cover it up.
Yeah. I mean, in a pinch, you can just dig a hole, throw it in there, and cover it up and forget about it, that if you do it deep, then you don't have to really worry about fungus gnats. But you got to think what we have.
Yes, I got a red one of those, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. You just put you bury this thing, and then you put your food in this, and you're done. Right?
If you look at our
shout out,
I got about 5 homemade ones that you can build really simple and put in your garden, and they're hidden like that.
Yeah, I still got to put mine in my bed. Just as a little, I've just been lazy. Yeah, so I can go a little bit deep with food, but it's maybe only 6 inches deep in that tote.
Right.
But yeah, I try to rotate it around. Now, we often, what's recommended is get red wigglers. And so, but I've also noticed there's people that'll use, the European night crawlers for composting. Yep. Why would someone want to actually use that for casting? I don't understand why they would. Red wigglers is what everyone says you should get. Why would people pick the night crawlers?
A lot of people want the night crawlers because they look cool because they're bigger.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get the same bacteria count that comes out the back end out of both of them. The Euros you can go fishing with. If all else fails,
Yeah.
Maybe go fishing. And they have a little bit thicker, chunkier casting. And a lot of people like that appeal to that thicker casting, but it really doesn't matter. We sell a mix of them. We can sell you reds or Euros. You put them in the same bin. But it's kind of neat, especially we sell a lot to schools because, if you got little worms and the kids see them, it's one thing. But if you got these big fat worms, the kids love that.
Now, my totes actually are a mix of both of them, only because I was building out a big a 45-gallon pot, and what I wanted to use was a mix of the night crawlers and red wigglers because I heard that they inhabit different zones in the soil. Like red wigglers like it at the top, but night crawlers are going to go down lower. So I thought that would be cool to mix them up. So I prepared a couple of my beds with them, and I had extra worms left over. That's what I have a mixture of them in my totes now. Like that's what's going.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I never.
Go ahead.
Well, I was wondering is like I also see people selling earthworm castings, and like specific or not, nightcrawler castings. Is that just you said that it has a different texture to it or something? Like is that why people like it, or is there something?
It's
like
thicker.
It's different.
It's
Okay.
But the Euros going from back there, the Euros are going to go, probably 4 to 6 inches, maybe deeper, and that's where they'll stay.
Mm-hmm.
But they will come to the top a lot. But I got these beds, all of our beds in our whole front yard. They're 4 foot by 8 foot by 3 foot tall. I got, because I know a worm guy, we have worms in all these beds, and those worms will migrate to the center of that bed in wintertime. And they survive the winter in the dead center of that bed. Then they come out in the spring. So
they're a bit hardier. I mean, and they tolerate the cold a heck of a lot better. Where I think red wigglers just give up on life after a certain point.
Well, 50 to 90 is what the red's going to handle. The same thing as a Euro. Your Canadians have to stay refrigerated. Your Africans have to stay heated. Just think Euros and the reds. If you're comfortable, they're comfortable.
Okay.
If you can keep them warmer, somewhere around 75 to 80 degrees, they're going to thrive. They're going to breed like no kidding. So,
and that's what I was recognizing with mine is I was doing it. Yeah. And they're living easy.
Summertime and
right?
Watermelon, bro. I swear.
They're just a creature like us.
Yeah, I was struggling because I do mine in my basement and I live in fucking central New York, so it's fucking almost always cold. Especially in my basement. So that was what I was struggling with. It's like, why am I not seeing the results? And it wasn't until some more research that I was like, oh, they need to be also warm. It's like they're perfect. They're in underground temperatures all the time. Like 50 degrees, 55 degrees. It's like, yeah, they'd prefer a little more warmth.
Because they're on top of the soil, right up underneath your leaves, where it's closer to 70.
Yeah.
You get a thermostat controlled seed starting mat, put it on 70 degrees, and just put it on top of your bin or underneath your bin. And
my bin is fucking the size of a pallet.
Okay.
It's huge. That's my problem. It's like I'm not heating this motherfucker. But so it's just a slow going process with my bin. And I was like, why is it so fucking slow? And then it wasn't like, yeah, it is in a cooler environment. Like it does okay, and I do fucking well, and it obviously bursts out and the shit, but it's like, yeah, the warmth never occurred to me that a little bit of warmth, they're gonna do much better there. Yeah.
They just don't want to bang because it's too cold.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Summertime.
I have that same issue. I'm cold. Oh fuck! God damn it!
I say it one time, and he holds it over my head for the rest of the podcast. No, I'm stoked. That's such great knowledge. But I have a couple general softball questions, but I think it's helpful to everyone. If you had to give someone like general bedding and general food first time, how would you get a newbie started?
Easiest and fastest way is any kind of a bin or Rubbermaid tote, but I would recommend spending $30 on Temu and get a stackable worm tower. Okay, just buy it. They're cheap and it's going to last you forever. The second, and I'm not sponsored by this company, but if you go to Lowe's and you get a compost bag, and it's called Black Cow, KOW. It's a yellow and black bag. That compost, if you don't have anything at home, you can start bedding your worms in that, and they're perfect. From that point, anything that you have food scrap wise, or not meats or dairies or cheeses or bones, but any greens without salad dressing or vinegar or oils on it. That's all foods for the worms. If it was once alive, they can eat it. Shredded leaves, cardboard, scrap paper, all that you can feed and bed these worms. You can do them for free at your house.
So I have been really considering, because you said you brought up no meats, no dairies, no cheeses, and that type of shit. And all of that shit is the shit you can add to bokashi composting.
Yeah.
So then you take that bokashi compost after the bokashi did its shit, and then you turn that to the fucking worms, and by golly, you don't have to throw anything in the fucking garbage but plastic.
Yep. We don't. Well, we don't. We have cats. We have dogs. We got chickens. We don't have scraps.
I was saying the same thing. Like we have some garbage bags that sit out front every once in a while. It's like shit I haven't brought to the fucking dumpster, but it's like plastic garbage with a little bit of fucking like fat drippings and shit, because I don't want to put any more of that down the drain. But like, even still, like, I've been taking my fat and putting it in the fucking bin outside and letting fucking nature break it down, rather than like it's animal fat, man. Like, fucking seriously. Like, so
if you're composting like a big compost pile, you can throw all that stuff in there. People
that's
tell
exactly
you not
the only thing I haven't gotten to is the meat bones yet. I did fish bones, but like animal bones, I was more reluctant. Like, that seems like but over
Bokashi
if I just never touched
perfect.
it, exactly. Bokashi would break that shit down and not worry about it. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, the bones. I mean, you buy bone meal for your garden. It's the same thing.
exactly,
But,
man. Like,
see, my dogs wouldn't let me get a bone out there. They're gonna go find it.
that's the other thing. The only thing I have right now is an IBC metal tote. The plastic removed from it, flipped upside down with fucking the hardware cloth wrapped around it, so the dogs and shit can't get into it.
Yeah.
And all I do is, like, every once in a while, I've got more shit than I can throw through the little bit of holes, and I have to like tip it up, and then I fucking tip it back over and shimmy it down. And literally, I've had that thing fucking filled 3 times this year, and it's sitting at fucking maybe 18 inches right now.
Dang.
Like it just, Mother Nature does its thing, man. Like, it breaks down. And I've added literally like the hemp bedding from the fucking chickens and the fucking straw from the fucking ducks, and all that shit goes in there, and it just goes right down to nothing. It's the coolest shit. But yeah, bones is the only thing mostly I struggle to deal with, and plastic. Like, that's literally plastic is what has to get fucking thrown out around our house now. It is so fucking cool to see. It's worms, man.
Yep. Well, we got worms, we got the dogs, we got the cats, we got the chickens. So there's a home for everything that we don't eat.
Now we have to influence you to get some ducks. You got all that property, man. You need some ducks. Let's talk about ducks.
Ducks are
Duck
nasty.
shit. Listen, ducks, exactly. But your worms are gonna fucking love them, man. Shit. So yeah, I went with ducks too, because the chicken shit takes a while to break down, but the worms do it fucking so much quicker. So how many chickens do you have, and like how often do you use their bedding and shit for your worms?
So we got 11. We do nothing but Rhode Island Reds. We got one Silky in there, but they're all Reds. I like the taste of their eggs better. And so we get, say a dozen eggs a day or so, half a dozen. But the bedding, they have probably a 15 by 30 foot metal run building. It's screened in basically, but then we have an electric fence, all the way around. So they got plenty of room. They can go out in the yard and do whatever they want to do. So the only bedding they really have is inside their those metal sheds I have for their nesting boxes and everything where they perch.
Yep.
During the winter, I never touch anything in there, because I'll throw some hay on there. A couple of weeks later, they poop, or throw a little more hay. And it just builds up, and it's an automatic heater. Now, whenever it gets springtime, I clean all that out. We just throw it in the compost pile when I'm turning the pile with the tractor. and it just gets mixed up in there, and all that ammonia just starts kicking it off.
Yeah. So I have a 8x8, and I use hemp bedding, and I do the same thing, the deep litter method. Just fucking when it gets to be too much, I stir it up because they roost only over one certain spot.
Yeah.
So you just got to fucking pull that poop, mix it around and shit. But I went with the hemp bedding because I just like the smell of that fucking hay breaking down in the chicken shit is just so fucking much, man. And the hemp bedding is just so much better. And also, I smoke fucking weed, man. So why not the fucking hemp bedding? But then I started using the hemp bedding on mulches and all the other shit too. So, man, the only thing I haven't done is like the ducks. There's where the straw, but yeah, I love the deep litter method. I'm glad you that is so dope that you do that. And just, yeah, you have to. You can't, you got to break that down a little bit before you put that in the garden. That's not, the ducks, you grab that fucking straw and shit, you throw it right to anything. You throw it right to the worms, you throw it right to the fucking garden. Bob's your uncle.
What
now you got
makes it so
duck eggs
different?
for the, I don't know. I don't know. It's safer for whatever reason. It's probably because they're a waterfowl and they literally live in their own shit all the time. So it's probably for their own benefit. I imagine that it's like broken down better. I don't know what it is about the duck shit versus chicken shit, but this
is going to sound really stupid. But do ducks and chickens eat in a similar fashion? Do chickens also swallow stones?
Yeah, they have a gizzard.
Okay.
Yeah, they both have a gizzard chip.
Okay. So then it would have to be some weird digestion issue or their diet, right? Like the reason you can use rabbit shit is because they're only eating vegetable or like leafy greens, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a bacteria that ducks have that break it down because they live in the water and they also have to drink their own fucking water in the ponds and shit. So it could be some biological or evolutionary
enzyme or something.
Yeah,
I was just curious because like you have to break down chicken shit because they pee and poop it's all mixed together, isn't it? And
Cloaca, right? It's the wonder hole. There's only one. They do everything out of it.
So it's usually full of a lot of nitrogen that has to break down. It's super hot. And I would guess what ducks was the same thing, but I don't know.
No, it's not. As far as I know, like I have literally taken my duck bedding and everything in my duck pond. I've literally sprayed it on my plants, watered my plants with it. I've taken that fucking straw and fucking top dressed my beds with it and never experienced any sort of negative effect at all.
I still can't put our rabbit shit in my worm bins. I can't do it.
Well, you have rabbit shit and you're not putting it in your worm bin?
I know. I can't do it. It goes into the garbage. I don't know. I'm not there yet.
Do you have any other kind of garden?
Yeah, I got the outdoor garden. Yeah. Well, I mean,
aren't you putting it out there? You can put that directly on your some of the best stuff.
Yeah, actually,
you're paying to throw away fucking free shit.
All right. Well, I regret opening my mouth about that one. Sorry.
Like, think about it, dude. Like, you're paying to get rid of that.
Well, I would have. Yeah.
And then you're gonna pay to bring it back in, essentially.
Yeah, it's not the smartest thing. I should, you know what? It's a big pain in the ass because I forget that. Oh shit! I forgot I have to clean the rabbit cage, so I got to go do that. And I'm doing it and miserable about it. And the last thing I want to do is separate out worm shit from the bedding that's in the litter that's in there, like because we put
about it this way, Howling.
What's in there?
It's like a recycled newspaper.
The worms will also eat that.
But the rabbits are pissing all over it.
The worms don't give a shit. Water it in.
It won't make it too acidic. What?
Think about it this way. Put it in like a clear bag and start influencing the fuck out of people and sell Howling's Bunny Mix. And you can sell it for like $35 a shit or whatever. and then you won't hate cleaning that tank if you're selling fucking Howling buds.
And they never stop shitting and pissing, so I would have a lot of it.
But yeah, man. No, but seriously, consider it. Do something with it.
You can throw it straight on your garden too.
Exactly. Outdoors. You know, when I was over there and your boy and I were talking about his garden and he was showing me around and taking great pride in all of his work. If you told him that he could, like, his plants would explode if he could clean his bunny's cage, it might get him to do it. Also,
Maybe.
I can't stress this enough. Never, ever take
fatherly
advice from me.
I know the fatherly. He might do
he
it
probably
once.
would be like, I have to go touch that bunny's cage. I am not gardening anymore. That's what he's gonna do.
Fair.
But hey, you just need to have this fucking 6'4" ginger over and make him excited about what's in that bunny cage.
6'4" is funny. I'm gonna keep growing by 2 feet every time we tell this story. It's like that T-shirt that Judas ruined of mine. That $3,575 T-shirt. That some bitch destroyed.
Well, listen. The taller I make you, the less you have to fear Joe. So.
That's true. However, we all know I consider him too tall, so I am afraid he grows in height with me. So it'll be that endless giant fight when we finally face down not finally, the second time. I soundly kicked his ass the first time. The second time when I face him, it'll be like too tall at 8'2" and Rev at 7'1". He'll still dodge that fight. I wore his shirt today. Anywho, how funny.
Anyways.
It's not a word.
I got something for you real quick. So Stoney asked me, he's like, when he first started, he goes, did you smoke? And I'm like, no, I don't. I smoked in my 20s or whatever. You know, everybody did. So I didn't use it for medicine. No, I smoked it to fucking feel good. And got into my 30s, and then jobs made me stop. So about 4 months ago, I decided, because I'm not sleeping right, I'm gonna go, try to get some gummies. Now, they should tell you, and they probably do, that if you're gonna microdose on your very first time, 2.5 milligrams. That's kind of a rule, right? I don't know if y'all know about that. So it's 2.5. I go there, and the lady sells me a bottle of their 5 milligrams. Yeah, 5 milligrams. And then like 10 milligrams or whatever CBD. So this was on a Wednesday. I get home, eat dinner, whatever. And I take one of those gummies. And I just start feeling it coming on. I mean, I slept like a baby. I mean, it was so great. Thursday, same thing. Got home, eat dinner, had a gummy, went to bed. Fridays are different. The wife doesn't cook till late on Fridays. I get home, take one of these, the 5 milligrams, and not feeling anything. I'm like, well, I should be ready to go to bed. These are the indicas. About 30 minutes later, I take another one. And I'm at 10 milligrams. Oh, wait, it gets better.
We all know where this is going.
Yeah. So I went these to... I realized I could buy this pack, these are 10 milligrams and these are 5 milligrams. I could buy this for the same price. I'm like, well, I'll just take them and split them. So I just took one out. I'm at 20 milligrams, nothing. And I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. Those are, how do you say it, sativas? The wife cooks dinner then, and I eat dinner. About 30 minutes later, I'm like, well, I'm going to go to bed, but I'm going to get one more gummy. I'm at 30 milligrams, and the indica got whooped. I was laying in bed. Have you ever felt the covers? But I mean, like, felt the covers. Dude, I'm like, I get up. I realize that I'm starting to feel it. I'm like, okay. And I'm on my way to the bathroom, and I can feel that lightheaded wobble. I get in the bathroom, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I'm like a little kid. I felt like
giggling.
I got the giggles. I come through, come back in the living room. The wife looked at me. She goes, "You are stoned off your ass."
And will you put pants on, please?
Yeah. I sit down in the chair. I took the remote and I watched South Park for the whole rest of the night.
There we go. Without pants.
I want to briefly interject with some wise words from our one of our good friends and sponsor of the podcast. I'm joking, of course, but Alabrije always says, even if you don't know that you're using it medicinally, you are still getting medicinal benefits from it. So some people are like, "Oh, I never used it medicinally," but I noticed that my joints felt better or something, and I'm like, "Yeah, weird that this."
I laughed, and I wasn't actually a dick. Oh,
Yeah, I had
a
great. Yeah, exactly. I had a great night and watched South Park. Sounds to me like a really good medicinal night.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: you have cannabinoid receptors for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, they worked that night. I was reliving my teens. I'm like, I remember how this used to be. But here's the thing, though. There's a whole bunch of like where I had surgery on my foot or ripped all the stuff in my back. I don't feel that anymore. And I'm like, holy shit, maybe this stuff's working. What I did learn is I don't think maybe how to say we have bells on all of our doors because I sleepwalk. It's a little tiny alarm, cheap alarm. I'll get up and sleep, eat. I'll clean. I'll start reorganize. I do all this weird shit. But ever since I started taking these at night, I've not got out of bed. If I get up, I'll go pee and go right back to bed, But I'm not sleepwalking anymore. So that was kind of
it's calming your fucking brain, man. I have the same thing. Like my mental doesn't fucking stop. Even on cannabis, I fucking struggle to but it does, man. It reels it in, it brings that down. So it makes sense to me that you're experiencing that effect from it's calming your brain. You don't have to get up and check the fucking door lock. You don't have to get up and think, is there any milk in the fridge or do I have to
I say this from a place of deep love, but Johnny is what ADHD is in real life. If you look at that, man, he is everything that disease is. And cannabis is the only thing that saves the rest of the world from the pure destruction that could be brought from just Johnny. And I mean that from a place of love. He would do great things, but the poor guy would work himself to death in 4 weeks.
Too weird. Shit. No, and I also have a long-term friend, long-term fucking friend who, dude, this fucking guy does not drink soda. He doesn't drink beer. And he, off my recommendation and my normalization of it is I've gotten him to a point. He's like, yeah, I smoke 1 or 2 a day. At the end of the day, 1 or 2 puffs. He'll smoke it just to, the gummies weren't working and the gummies were too unpredictable. And this is a guy he has never smoked a cigarette, never done any of this. He tried the gummies for the sleeping and shit, and the gummies were just exactly for your reason. They're so unpredictable because it's taken in differently through the liver than with smoke. So when he smokes it, he's much more able to control his fucking dosage. So and I was thinking about the fucking dosage, on the drive home today. It's dude, I would love to be able to smoke weed and fucking drive home. And I can't because some fucking 24-year-old fucking douchebag with a fucking badge is going to be like, no, sir, you're not allowed to do that because you're high. Explain your definition of high to me. You know what I mean? My cannabinoid receptors have been taking this shit in for years, Sonny. Me smoking a joint does not make me high. Do you know what I mean? It makes me fucking level.
About that exact issue currently working its way through several different states. Because
that's what I mean.
How do you quantify it? You can't test. It's not like liquor. Could you imagine if the test for a DUI was have you had liquor in the last 30 days? Most people in this country would fail. So it's the same with cannabis. They're like, okay, take a THC test. And you're like, all it shows is that I've consumed cannabis. I think most tests are 24 hours. The saliva one's 24 hours, right? So like you can't tell someone this has no negative effects at all the day after. However, 24 hours before is a DUI, unless of course you're a trucker, because they follow a whole different guidelines where, you know, they actually can't consume 24 hours before or after. You know, there's all those regulations. They can't even test, I think, right? They still can't be a trucker and drive.
They literally can't do shit. And that's
yeah.
So having owned my own business, and so I have a dump trailer and I have a construction business. The minute I put that fucking dump trailer behind my fucking lettered up truck, I'm in deep shit because I'm doing it for business. I'm supposed to have a DOT sticker, and a DOT sticker. Guess what happens? You have to have a CDL. You have to have fucking drug test, and it's all this fucking ridiculous shit. Like,
government contracts, dude. Any shop that still does government work has to drug test.
But every one of them motherfuckers, here's the thing. Every one of them motherfuckers can park their trucks, go get to the local fucking bar, get fucking blasted, get back in that truck the next fucking morning and continue to fucking drive, no matter how shitty hungover they fucking feel, as long as they don't fucking blow enough. You know what I mean? Like, this is
I mean, if they blew more, they might have a higher likelihood of getting off. But this episode is not about drug testing. I want to get back to the worms.
Thank you. For Christ's sakes.
Poor guy comes on and he gets like 3 back-to-back.
No, so I did straight, but it was like the point of the matter was like my buddy he felt like so uncomfortable with taking this natural fucking medicine to sleep, but then like the edibles, he was like, dude, that shit was fucking me up. And he's like, it was so unpredictable. I would be able to sit on the couch, and one day it would be 15 minutes, it'd kick in, and I'd fall asleep on the fucking couch. So the next minute it would be like it would either barely work or wouldn't work at all. He's like, when I switched to fucking smoking a hit or two every day, I found that was more medicinally effective because I was able to control my fucking dosage. Whereas like these edibles, it's so much harder to control.
Well, in your case where you hadn't eaten anything and they had hit you differently too, right? Like you need a fat because it's fat soluble. And so you need to have it be something that digests with it and makes it more susceptible.
It's just sitting there waiting for that fat to hit.
Yeah. And like the lady that was helping me out, I explained to her, she was extremely informative, telling me everything. The problem is she was like, so I really wasn't paying too much attention. I was just like agreeing and nodding. That's on me. But I never caught the food part.
Yeah. No, I get that point. It happens to the best of us. I did have kind of a strange.
Are you talking about your blood tender?
What?
Oh yeah, blood tender. Yeah, okay.
Smoking.
Oh my god. This is the problem. Like you don't go to a pharmacist and she's like, "Oh yeah, you get." Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's an industry. That's the problem.
Are you trying to imply that there are no gorgeous pharmacists? How dare you, sir?
No. I'm saying you don't.
I had a question. I know. I wouldn't want to. You know, the pharmacists have big money to spend on their hate campaigns, Johnny. It's like pissing off PETA back in the day. We're gonna start getting hate mail.
No, they spend all their money on their pharmaceutical reps. It's the reps that are the hot ones because they're the ones selling the drugs. It's not. Yeah, so
that's true. Didn't they? Anywho, I had an actual worm question.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm distracted by someone's breathing. My apologies. I know it's probably not economical, but in my small garage, I try and tailor my boxes to try and get like, this would be more useful in flour, or this would be more useful in veg with what I input into them. Right. And I'm not testing it. So I have absolutely no way of my outcome. I'm just surely putting things in that I have research that would help in that stage. And I'm curious if you've ever done anything like that or have considered like tailoring certain boxes for a certain result, or tailoring them with specific foods or something like that.
Well, that's where we come up with that worm chow. That's helped get our numbers where we want them.
Mm-hmm.
But what we put in is what we get out. You'll see a lot of people out there, they're using almost nothing but cardboard and newspaper. That's like beans and rice. You can eat beans and rice and live for the rest of your life, but nobody wants to have beans and rice you want that steak and taters,
That's not food. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. So
that's the place for them to shit, not the shit.
Well, it is food too. It was, tree pulp, and the soybean is what they use for the glue for the cardboard. That's why the worms like it. But you want more endpoint. That may give you, 10,000 different type of bacteria. But if you start adding greens and lettuce and shredded leaves, you're going to get more stuff in there to build a bigger ecosystem and build more worms or more bacteria. You can start taking your specific beddings and calibrate if you want to go bacteria or fungal dominant.
Yeah, that would be interesting. So for instance, like I do a lot of malted barley and stuff, and I'll feed that specifically to one for more veg and stuff like that. And I was just curious if you would ever done it on a large scale, like feed everything the same that you do now, but be like, I want to tailor this more to get some more potassium in the end result or something like that, so that I could sell it as a flour casting as opposed to a veg casting.
I've never done it like that because we're not selling. I know what you're asking there, but we're not selling an NPK or calcium or potassium. We're selling the organisms.
Yeah.
That's why we try to go to the fungal side, so it works. What helps you out with the resin and the terpenes, or makes your food taste better.
Perfectly well said.
I can go out there and put some potassium in one and sell you a bag tonight if you want. Order,
But here's the thing: like the minute you say that it's a guaranteed potassium in that, then you're viable to all the fucking bullshit, right? Like you're selling specifically shit. You're selling somebody worm poop.
Yeah.
You're not selling them anything like specific, like quote unquote, other than anything you've tested and said like that.
Yeah, I can tell you what's on the test and send you a copy of that. And that's numbers that are certified, but I can't tell you. I tell you the NPK is probably high numbers of 222 or 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, but you can't tell. I'm not gonna tell. I don't care.
Yeah, that's not what it's about with the worm castings.
Yeah,
the castings are not the fertilizer; they're the compost.
Right. Yeah. The castings, when you buy these things or you produce casting, it's life. It's the microbiology. It's the nematodes. It's isopods. It's everything. You want that. You get that, and then it works for you.
But you can specifically steer that compost to be heavy in one or the other based on the inputs you put in, because it's good in, good out.
Yes. 100%. And that's why we use the mushroom compost. I mean, it's packed with mycelium when we give it to the worms to begin with. And it's got hardwoods in there. We use the master's blend, so from an organic farm. So that makes it even better there. Yeah.
Right. So I had a bag of fucking mushroom compost, and I put that on my bin at one point, and they fucking thrived.
Wow.
I have since found I don't know if it's even county sponsored or what, but there's a local site, and they take in lawn clippings and all the shit, and they do like compost in this huge fucking, and they sell it super cheap. So that's the shit I use around my yard, and that's what I've been using to fucking throw in the bin and shit to like turn into worm castings. It's fucking.
Can I give you something to think about with that?
Yep, I was hoping you would.
Go to like a really nice neighborhood where everybody's yard's perfectly perfectly manicured, no daisies in the yard, nothing like that, because they spray everything with all those chemicals. Now that company comes out, they take all those leaves from that property, they put it in the compost, and now you're picking that up and putting it in your garden bed. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, but just think, good Lord, what the hell? Well, there's a big ass flying cricket. Be right back.
Big ass flying cricket. No shit. And he caught it too, I think, meant to say. But no, I didn't. I never did think about that in that. But so at what point do we stop? So I was thinking about your point here.
Yeah.
But at what point do we stop trusting Mother Nature to fucking do her thing?
She can do her thing if you get that compost, put it in a bin, and let it sit.
So I get being somewhat anal retentive and trying to fucking introduce the best things we can. But are we seriously going to fight the fucking last 50 years of people fucking doing this?
No, but I mean, you want to try to get what you can get, the best of what you can get. If all you can get is something from the city, by all means do it. It's better than buying from the store.
So, okay. So that is good. Like, I never, like, you just put a fucking, now I'm spiraling because you did, like, now I'm going to, like, question all that shit. Like, that is fucking ugly, man. I don't like, because I bitch at my parents. Like, my dad sprays his fucking still to this day, and I can't get the motherfucker to stop. He will still spray fucking the shit on his to kill weeds and shit.
Roundup.
Like, Roundup, dude. Yes. Yo, I'm telling you, like, I cannot still to this day break him of this. It's like, why do you give a fuck? Why do you give a fuck about, like, but he's of that generation that it was like instilled in them, like, lawns are a status and this is what it means. And like, but
my whole front yard's nothing but garden.
So, but to that extent, like, the overspray from these big fucking farms and shit doing this to us, like, even in my little yard, like, as much as I try, there's a farm fucking on the other side of the road. There's a farm fucking, if they spray, I'm getting it. If anybody sprays anywhere, anybody's fucking getting it. I get you're fucking damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Try to get the best we can, and yeah, dude.
Well, a lot of things something that a lot of people don't think about. Let's say like that flying cricket that just came in. He could have went over next door in your farmer's yard, got sprayed with that chemical. Now he's trying to get away from that chemical in that field. Then he winds up dying in your yard. Now he's implanted that chemical in your yard. It's
the same thing. Like my chickens don't only go in my yard. My chickens roam the fucking. I have neighbors, so who knows what my neighbors do and what they're fucking eating from their bugs, or what bugs got sprayed that left the fucking farmer's field that then came over. Like, it's a fucking.
But think of it. It's going to be bad because we're going to build up immunities. You know, like growing up in Gen X. I mean, we drank out of the hose. You know, we stayed out in the dark. We got cut.
Right. We're all supposed to have 3 fucking eyes. It is what it is. No, but the reason I thought that is because, like, to some degree, Mother Nature is going to fucking win. And that's what I think about with my worms, right? Like, I try to give them the best shit that I can from around my yard, but my yard might have fucking the wrong shit in it. But the compost that I brought in might not have but the worms are gonna fucking take care of it to an extent. Like, the worms took the brunt of it. Now I've got fucking glowing worms in my worm bin, but their shit is healthier. Right?
Yeah, I've wrestled with this because I don't manicure my lawn. It's mostly dandelions in the springtime, and I thought, I can go out and harvest all those dandelions either as worm food or I can ferment them. But my yard shares a property line with my other neighbor's yard, and he sprays his shit. Like, they just came out today, and there's signs all over his yard. You can't even walk on the damn thing. So it's like, I don't know how much oversprays on my yard, what's seeping through the soil, all that kind of shit. So I get a little paranoid with that. I don't know. At some point, though, it's going to end up somewhere.
Dude, look at. All of us are of the generation. How many of us smoke cigarettes?
Did.
I did.
Did 100% did. How bad were those?
Yeah.
Like that's
Hey
weird.
man, 5 out of
Intentionally,
6
and
doctors recommended
we
them.
knew at our age, all of us at our age, we literally knew how toxic these were. All the fucking signs were, and we still chose to. And some of us still choose to fucking vape, and then go, oh shit, there's fucking spray 9 on the fucking lawn.
I
Right?
think it's up to people to assess their level of harm reduction in every aspect of their
You're
life.
damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like,
yes.
to some degree.
However, if people don't want to use the community's, compost because of chemicals, it's understandable, right?
No, I don't. I'm not. So I
no. But I'm saying your opinion is admirable
it's not an
too,
opinion.
because at
I
the
don't
end
have
of
one.
everybody's
I never
I
even
know,
thought of it until just now. Like now I'm fucking going. I've spread this shit over my whole fucking, and not once did I think, oh yeah, this shit came from the city. And I don't live in the city, and I just picked it up at the city for the cheapest fucking cost. Like, and top dressed my whole lawn with this potentially poisonous shit. And it's like,
consider it a business
man.
investment for our future episodes on IPM.
But
Right?
just think, it's not going to stay in the soil that long.
Yeah.
And the worms, if you give it to the worms take care of it. They got some kind of magical thing in their belly where they can eat those bad things.
I could say there's one thing is if you weren't getting that from like the city, who knows where that shit's going to end up, or in some landfill or something. You are actually spreading it and giving it the best possible route it could go, which is it's going to be it's going to be eaten up by the worms. It's going to decompose in your yard. It's not going into some landfill messing up shit. So, I mean, it may be full of something.
Here's the thing.
But you are.
Let's not give him.
Here's
It is compost. Let's not give him a fucking Nobel Peace Prize for saving the compost from the landfill.
So to play devil's advocate to this thought too. Now, so Howling just brought up a point too. Like, think about the people that are conscious enough to do that with their clippings. Well, that's
Well, I relate this.
Yeah, I like grandma probably is going. She's doing the best for the world. She's spraying her weeds, and the weeds are going down, and then she's taking those grass clippings to a better. Like, I don't know. There's a balance there. Like, is that the grandma that does that, or is it the fucking people like us that take their shit to have it broken down and be better for it? Like,
well,
this
I'll
might
tell you
be
what.
that
It's
kind of
not
place
in my
kinda deal.
state. In my state, it's mandatory to have the collection. And the collection is constantly tainted by things that should not be thrown in the collection. Because
it's
that's
not
what happens when
mandatory
you
in my
mandate things.
The only thing mandatory in
yeah.
my state is like recyclables. I don't
think
even
that's
think,
similar
and
here.
they don't like watch it. Like, there's a recycling bin and a garbage bin, but like,
well, I
like-
just think in general, if you ever are hoping that large groups of people are going to do the right thing, I think you're going to be disappointed if the right thing isn't the easiest thing, right? Like, if you give me a third bin and I'm supposed to remember what can go in there, I'm going to try my best to remember. The general population is probably just going to throw whatever the fuck is going in.
Yeah, the truth
and then
of that
now
is
you've got
the
humans looking through the compost
Gen
to
Pop-
see what can go in there. Yeah.
Gen Pop is gonna absolutely go. Where's the Roundup? Because I have weeds.
Yeah,
because I have
exactly.
to have a pretty lawn. You're right. Yeah, that does suck. Yeah.
That is why we will always have to keep talking about it and saying, because some people are going to be like, "Oh shit, I
Put
should
worm
do it anymore."
castings on your fucking lawn and not fucking Roundup.
Exactly.
You can do the worm
Pull your
tea.
lawn.
You get more bang for your buck that way.
There you go.
So talk about. Do you have a specific tea recipe that you use?
Yes. Again, it's on the YouTube channel. That's the one I was talking about in the Dr. Frankenstein. That's the one we work with Arizona Worm Farm. Worked with our soil biologists, and we work with Troy Hinkie, another soil biologist, and we come up with the recipe.
Is it proprietary?
What does that mean? I don't know that word.
You don't want to share it.
No, it's I don't have. It's out there in the ingredients. It's on the video, but it has molasses, has the worm tea. It has fish emulsion. It has, I think, feather meal and kelp and straw. There's a couple different. There's like 6 or 7 ingredients in it, but it's on the video. And it
you actually put straw in it too.
just about, and if you're doing a 5-gallon bucket, about a golf ball size. That's all you need. Just chop up some straw until it's about the size of a golf ball and put that in there. That way you're getting protozoa from that straw, but you don't want to get too much protozoa. And a big tip, if any of you guys ever make tea and y'all use the little blue air stones, don't use the air stones. Throw them away. You're going to get the same amount of oxygen out of that tube, whether it's tiny little bubbles or one big bubble. But you use that air stone one time, you take it out, you can rinse it off all you want. The bacteria that's in there is going to die. And then when it gets wet again, that's going to be bad bacteria and bad protozoa and bad viruses that you're now introducing to your niche batch of tea. Throw the air stones away or buy 30 of them, whatever. But
so we had a dude long time in the community, shout out Real Green Monster. What he would recommend was just a simple pump just to break the fucking water surface.
Yeah.
I've got literally all it needs.
Yeah. I've got you can get like the pumps that go like in your little koi pond, something like that. We got an industrial air pump because we're really trying to get that stuff boiling in there. But also with that recipe, you're going to see the time, like if it's 70 degrees, it needs to brew for 16 hours, or if it's 90 degrees, it's only got to brew for 12 hours. That's the advanced tea. It's got not cheap tea, the molasses and casting, the same thing there, but you can do the more advanced tea. And again, it shows you what's in there and why it's in there. And you come out with this dark, rich, it's a glorious thing. It is 38 degrees. We still have roses outside, big bloomed out roses, because we spray everything with our tea.
Have you seen the Kiss Organics fucking worm tea brewer?
Is that black tube that goes in a 5-gallon bucket?
Nope, that's what I have. No, yes, that's what I have with like a pretty fucking industrial type pump. The black tube that fucking that's great. That's an air tube. No, I think what theirs is literally something that it's like a water pump that just comes up through some PVC and then it just breaks it. Literally all you need to do is just break the surface of the water. Am I correct? Like just to get enough surface to add oxygen in there. It's not supposed to we don't need the air bubbles and it doesn't need to be this pizzazz. You just need a slight amount of fucking air breaking the fucking surface of the water.
Well, we want our air at the bottom because I want that. I use a bag from Earth Fort. It's a 400 micron bag, so that the bubbles are going through it and moving that. So it's kind of like a bag of tea. You want to keep dipping it or moving it so you can get the tea out to the drink. We like that version. You can probably do it the other way, but I want that bag to move. So
you do want some serious disruption.
Yeah, I want it in that container has my stuff in there. I do want that.
Okay. So I was thinking more like tea, like let the bag soak, and all you're trying to do is just add oxygen to it just to break that up, and the bag soaks. But you want some serious disruption with that. Yeah. Well,
it's how I explain it. I want that gooey stuff in the middle of the Twinkie to come out, I
want to pop the cherry.
Yeah, I prefer that. You can do it the other way, but I want everything moving in there. So I got all that oxygen and I'm breaking up everything into smaller pieces.
I like that. It's been a long time since I've made it hasn't been a long time. So I planted my apple trees. And what I did is I brewed a fucking tea, and I got bare root starts from my apple trees, and I did a fucking worm tea, and I bubbled the fucking roots in that worm tea as it was fucking bubbling, and then I planted them. I was like, fucking why not? Yeah. But that was the last time I made a tea, and it was like, but I did it, and I used that tube method because that thing just adds a shit ton of air. The thing you have to remember though is leave it running as you pull it out, right? Because if you fucking shut your pump off and then you gotta fucking let it all drain out, and then that water sits in the fucking tube, and next time you go to use it, that's all the bad bacteria. So the same thing with that black fucking tube. If you don't clean it really well, make sure it's running as you pull it out of your fucking brew, and then you don't have any water fucking backing up into the fucking tube, and it's a quick clean, easier clean rather.
I take mine, and I've got a spigot on the bottom of our bucket. It's about 1 inch off the bottom, so that I can fill bottles up or whatever I want from that same 5-gallon bucket. But I pull that whole tube out and just mine comes apart in 2 pieces. Does yours, the black tube?
Yeah, it's got like a white tube on top of it.
Yeah, I take that off and just spray a water hose through there and clean it up that way.
Yep.
But you can do this with just, I mean, if you don't have all that, you can get a cheap pump from the pet store, air pump, tie a weight or a nut to the end of it, throw it in your bucket, same thing. You don't have to get all the extra stuff in there. You just, throw that in there and keep an air tube at the bottom and you're good.
Yep. Bouncing around. Yeah. Yep. Dude, I love it. Beautiful. Well, we do have a tradition around here. We ask our guests some ridiculous ass questions. So I would like to ask you these questions and then we'll end the episode. So what's the first seed you ever planted and why was it an apple seed?
I'm waiting on this one right here because when you said that in one of the first podcasts I listened to, it brought back a core memory. So I know you've heard everybody talk about they did it in school. Kindergarten, first grade, they got the beans or something like that. So I was mesmerized at this after about the second day when that bean opened. You'd go to school, spend all day at school, you'd come home and that bean would be like 4 inches tall. And you're like, holy shit. You go home. The next day you come back and it was, 12 inches tall. I thought this was the coolest thing in the world. Follow me here. My grandmother. I lived in South Louisiana, my grandma's property. We had a couple houses out there. She had a 1-acre garden out there, and at the end of the garden, if this is, let's say this window is the garden. Up here, there was like a 10-yard path, about 20 yards deep. There used to be a compost and everything there. My grandfather had built my grandmother a new greenhouse. So I decided with these beans, I'm going to grow all these beans, out there in the garden and everything. So my grandmother, they went out there and they tilled that property up. So you grow whatever you want to out there. Now I'm 53 years old. How many of you people did your dad smoke or your mom smoke?
How many? What?
Did y'all's parents smoke?
Oh yeah, my dad.
Yeah.
Okay, so up underneath your living room couch was there a cookie sheet with pot? Does that ring a bell to anybody?
Cannabis. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Everybody that I've ever known when I was a kid, their parents right up underneath the kitchen or living room couch was a cookie sheet. And one of the things that they'd do, they'd roll their joint in the living room,
Oh, they had seeds.
And I thought it was the coolest thing to get in there and help them and get the seeds out. So I went, I thought this was really cool. And I started getting all these bean seeds and my grandmother gave me some seeds. I'm like, I'm going to go get these seeds from my dad because they threw them away. And I planted all these in the back. It was going to be a surprise for them. When you brought this up, I tried to call all my aunts, everybody that's still alive. I want to try to find the Polaroid. Everybody left me alone out there, okay, for months and months. And now I'm to the point, I think these beans, the green beans and stuff are ready to harvest. So my mama comes out there with me and she just stops. She goes, let's go get your mom. I'm like, what? I had probably 6 foot tall bushes growing back there. And as a kid, I had no clue. I didn't know it was illegal and all this other stuff, but I had all these beautiful beans that were 3 foot tall and about 4 6 foot trees of pot back there. That's the first thing that I grew.
What
the actual fuck, dude?
That's pretty awesome. That's like the best story of the.
That's like question. Champs.
And like I said, I had forgot all about that till I heard the podcast when you asked about that, and somebody said a bean in a window, and I'm like, I remember doing that. Oh, I remember getting in trouble too. But yeah, that was my first experience, and apparently I could do something good when I was a kid.
Dude, holy shit, that's fucking hilarious. Also, the most outstanding answer. Also, not the first time.
Yeah,
like you were just much younger.
Yeah.
Shit. So, what's your favorite pie, and why is it apple pie?
It's not gonna be apple pie. It's gonna be pecan pie, but it's gotta be.
Wait.
Yes.
Say it again. Say it again.
This is a topic.
You see, I pronounce it a little different.
This is twice.
I'm from South Texas. Pecan. That's how I, like people say pecan or pecan's not a real word. Pecan, but we can say pecan.
But what do you call this?
Bush Light. Beer.
No. What is it in?
A can.
Okay. Now, what is that fruit or nut you're making a pie out of?
Pecan.
It's the English language. It's so wonderful. Not confusing at all.
There are less consistent English rules than there are inconsistent English rules. That's what's
Dude,
great about the language.
And here we go. Oh, we could never fucking learn. I sit here and I thought about it like a day or two ago, maybe even today. Like, I really should reinvest in learning German. Like, that was as close as ever I got. And it was like, I act like it was that hard, but it was like, it's not that hard. But I could imagine how hard English actually is because American English is fucking ridiculous. It literally is ridiculous.
If you start speaking in German when everybody looks the way they look on this podcast, I'm dipping real quick. I'm gonna be singled out. And
by the time I left in pre-Iraq war days, post-Iraq war days. Yeah, shit. I was in Iraq, in Germany. I was able to get myself in and out of most situations. I could speak that much German.
That's the problem is you kept getting yourself into situations.
Yeah.
They had names, Johnny.
my biggest problem was learning to please, and when I learned to please, it meant women. So I was fucked.
What a pie conversation.
So, anyways, yeah.
Pecan pie, but it has to be my mom or grandma making it.
Mom or grandma.
Yeah.
Solid choice.
Right. It's made with love, you know.
You know, it's a special ingredient.
So, you don't enjoy the other ones, or they're just not good enough. Like, you can eat them, or they're
I can eat them. They're just not what I want.
The pie is not your favorite pie.
Yeah.
So it's got to be those two pies or an apple pie. You're saying?
Sure. With ice cream.
It's got to be grandma's pie or the second best. Like, you could go apple pie or a shitty pecan pie. Where are you going?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna piss you off when you next
pecan
question.
All right. Fucking, I don't even want to ask what's your favorite fruit and why is it not an apple already?
Oh, it's gonna be dragon fruit.
Oh,
dude, really? No shit.
Oh, yeah, I love them.
Do you have a preferred color?
Preferred maybe green.
Okay. I meant of dragon fruit. Don't they come in like different colors?
No, the red
but
ones.
Green is all the red ones.
Yeah.
I've seen people who grow them. They like whole trellis systems that look really cool. And I guess there's like orange ones and white ones and stuff. And people, as they do with most things, talk about how rad they are.
It's like a green apple or Granny's apple or Washington apple. They're going to have a little different flavor. But the red ones to me seem to be the best. I mean, that's the ones that are really going to stain your face and your mouth and your hands, but they're good.
I don't think I
can respect that answer.
I don't think I've ever either. Yeah, I'm a prude when it comes to food. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I am such a little child. I won't even lie when it comes to.
So only hot dogs and mac and cheese for you.
Chicken
nuggets.
I'm better than that. I like turkey sandwiches and French fries. So, that brings up the next question. Since we're back on the food, you go to a pizza shop. First time you're walking into the place, right? First time ever. Never been there. You're just stopping in on your lunch break. You may or may not come back to this joint, but you're just stopping in on your lunch break, right? We're having fun. Just a slice, right? Are you getting a slice of cheese or a slice of pepperoni?
If that's my only two choices, pepperoni. If I got another choice, Canadian bacon, mushrooms with pineapple.
Luckily, we didn't allow that option. That's wild. That's like what was Chuck's answer? Hawaiian.
He said basil, pesto.
No, pesto. Yeah, pesto pizza. Which,
Oh,
while solid choices, no, there's two options.
I'd have to go with
and
pepperoni.
just like that,
That's a solid
you just
choice.
became voted off the island.
I think most people agree with us. We're on the popular side.
It's fucking shit.
Never been popular. I mean, I had an imaginary friend once, but he went across the road and played with the other kids. So
That's where Howling ended up.
yeah,
I did.
Oh shit! All right, this is the best. Are you a sandwich guy? And what's your favorite fucking sandwich? What's your go-to sandwich?
Smoked ham or Black Forest ham and cheese.
Interesting.
Mayonnaise, mustard.
No. Just the meat and bread. I don't want that. If anything, I'll put it's viola onion. It's like ranch or what do you call that stuff you put on your salad dressing? But it's viola onion.
Okay.
It's a sweet onion. I don't like mayonnaise. That's just nasty.
I think we're gonna have to take your white card, unfortunately.
But no, I'm trying to so it's either dry or with the.
Yeah, I'll just eat the bread, the cheese, and the meat, and I'm good. I don't need
sounds
ketchup
like
or mustard.
the worst possible cotton mouth ever.
I was gonna say, do you have to take a swig of water in between bites?
Yeah.
yeah.
We're just shitting on you.
Let me introduce you to some mayonnaise, my friend.
Yeah, I already said it makes him gross. But at least mustard.
Yeah.
That is, I'll take that answer. It's unique. I don't think we've had Black Forest ham just with cheese as an answer, have we?
And I don't think so. This is the plainest sandwich ever. You were so loud and so awesome and such a fun guest, and then you shit on us with this dope-ass sandwich, bro. I'm so
There's
mad.
still
right
time
now.
to redeem himself.
Sandwich, so.
Because you there is another tradition that Johnny almost scapegoated, but I ask a completely well thought out question. One that I spend usually every off week when we're not recording, researching. This time my computer died or something, and so I lost the research. But as we head in to Thanksgiving,
no, you son of a bitch.
No. I'm not actually going to ask that. But
now I want to know.
Okay, then I will for our guest, because you know what? I'm a people pleaser. What is your beverage or meal of choice as we head towards Thanksgiving to really get you into the mood of fall?
Deer meat.
Deer meat. Fantastic answer. He's blowing us all out of the way. I didn't even
season.
call on him, and he's taking lead. You guys could learn a thing or two from him. No, please. Please. I wish my co-host did it. Stoney fell asleep 3.5 hours ago. Stoney, what's your answer to the question I'm sure I've asked every year?
I'm braising meat. I've already started as soon as the weather got cold about a week ago. I started doing a pot roast and braised meat. I braised a pork belly yesterday. Or Sunday, yesterday, braised some pork belly. So I'm cooking meat in lots of liquid for long hours until it falls apart.
I love it, man. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm super hungry, so that was hell to listen to. No, that sounds wonderful. Howling.
Yeah, food to get me into the fall spirit. I think it's anything pumpkin. Like I go stupid for pumpkin.
Girl.
I am a basic white girl. It's pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin pie, pumpkin ice cream, anything pumpkin.
Just so everyone is aware, I know that this is about the fourth time I've asked this question. The reason I do it is for that exact exchange, because Howling was going to say something pumpkin and Johnny was going to call him a basic white girl, which makes me just happier than shit. But I wanted you to pick something specific. What was the last pumpkin flavored item you had? What was the pumpkin spice delivery mechanism?
Pumpkin cheesecake ice cream.
Penis.
Oh,
sorry.
Jesus.
It was penis.
He's not that flexible
anymore.
anymore.
It was penis. I'm sorry. It was penis. He made him dip it in the pumpkin spice.
We've made Johnny
cheesecake.
delirious now.
God, he's made me so delirious. Johnny, I what sucks here is you're next.
I'm sorry. That was so dumb. That was so dumb. I'm in tears.
So how you guys all doing?
Yeah.
Well, if nobody,
We don't have to call the
listens
stroke
to the
team,
podcast,
do
they
we?
got to watch this.
I can't come back. I'm coming back. Eggnog.
Eggnog, what a wonderful choice.
The only reason is because, like, dude, every time I'm going through the grocery store or something, it's never pumpkin that goes. It's always like, pumpkin goes, fucking pumpkin's back. But every time I go, oh shit, eggnog is back.
How often, realistically, do you drink eggnog in a holiday season?
Oh shit. I probably drink.
You don't have to give me exact, but like
gallon.
upwards. Okay,
A
so
quarter
you're not
gallon.
doing it a bunch. You're having it occasionally. Okay,
Yeah, like I love it, but like how much fucking
it's
eggnog?
still
do you
eggnog.
need? I'm crying, and it's not the 100th episode. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's good because we've ended it, and I don't believe in fall as a concept, so I don't have an answer to the question.
It sucks when you ask these seasonal questions and you only have one season. But
I do it because I live vicariously through you all with your seasons.
I do want to say, Robbie, thank you for joining us. Thank you
Yeah, I
for
really appreciate
establishing
it.
precedent
Yeah.
right off the get-go. It made it for a super fun episode.
Sorry,
Usually
you had
we
to put
like
up
to
with
calm the guests down. The guests in this case set the tone, so it was fun, man.
I can talk, so anytime you guys want me back, you just let me know, man.
That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Everybody go.
yeah.
Oh yeah, time out. Well, let's be. I usually am professional enough at the end. Johnny, do you have anything you want to plug? Howling, do you have anything you want to plug?
No, nothing.
Stoney, do you have anything you want to plug?
I do, but there it is. Yeah.
Oh, I was getting to him. Don't you guys worry. I'm not. He goes last. Stoney, anything you want to plug?
Make sure you get your start looking at your seeds for next spring. Now's the time to get them from the big seed companies.
I'm stoked that all three of you declined to promote the Grow Together that will be starting after Sunny Tea, which is already passed by the time that this episode is released. Come join me, grow some Alabrije. We have a bunch of really cool things to give away. Now, the most important plug. Also, go watch our YouTube stuffs. Robert, Robbie, Sterling, head worm, I can't speak, Worm Wrangler for missionary, Missouri Worm Supply. This is what 2 hours of concentrating gets you.
Worm Wrangler
dude. It's a good thing for someone with a stutter to try and say. You know what? Another reason to think negatively about Missouri is I can't say the fucking thing. Just kidding. Missouri Worm Supply. How can people get a hold of you? What would you like to plug? And plug it so plugging beautifully, please.
Oh, they can find us on any social media. I prefer YouTube because we can post more videos there that you can't see on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. But then go to any of our Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube and find us there. Or you can find us at www.missouriwormsupply.com. And again, at this time of year, we have dropped almost all of our prices across the board until the end of December. So you're going to find our castings at a phenomenal price. And you've heard Howlings talk about those. We have them lab tested. And our worms are probably cheaper than everybody else right now at this time of year too. And you're going to get pure stock worms. Do have a live guarantee, and there's no charge for shipping on worms.
That's incredible, especially the freaking stock, man. Like getting pure stock is a tricky business.
Yeah, like I'm about
Yeah, I'm very
ready.
impressed by it. We can't thank you enough.
Well, appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Again, we
And thanks for
apologize for the
listening,
2
everybody.
hours of this nonsense. Adios. I'm going to yell at all you people now.
Later.
Thank you.